My directorate, Information Assurance and Cybersecurity, it is a long business card. We're part of the GCSB. Our mission is to protect and enhance New Zealand's security and well-being. One of the ways that we do this in our directorate is to protect our information and our systems. Our mandate, described in the Intelligence and Security Act of 2017, is to do anything necessary or desirable to protect information infrastructures of importance to the Government of New Zealand. So, why does this matter? There's two parts to this coin. There's risk and there's opportunity. On the opportunity side, thinking about the theme of this conference, digital transformation and the opportunities for government through new digital technologies. For us to make the most of that opportunity, we need our citizens to trust that government will be a good steward of their information and keep their information secure. We also need government itself to have the confidence that information is secure. Last financial year, we recorded nearly 400 incidents, 396 incidents, which was an increase of 58 over the previous year. Typically, we see about 15 to 20 serious incidents every month. Due to our focus on those nationally significant organisations, this reflects only a small proportion of the total potential harm that could be occurring against New Zealand. So the cyber trends that we're seeing year on year at the moment, the increased likelihood of New Zealand being caught up in some sort of campaign due to the increasing instability. The things that are going on out there, the reckless actions by some actors, happen to be cast very wide, and New Zealand sometimes is caught up in that completely unintentionally. No one in this case is specifically targeting us, we just happen to be caught up in it. Those major incidents that we're seeing, it's symptomatic of a larger insecurity that's growing in cyberspace. The volume of threats is increasing very rapidly, and the technical significance and capability of the malware that we see out there is also growing. We're finding now that malware is very modular. You can plug in an exploit chain over here and a rat over here, and very unsophisticated actors have access to very sophisticated technology. The line between advanced persistent threat actors and criminal groups seems to be blurring. The average time it takes for an organisation to detect an intrusion is 172 days, which is a terrifying thought that someone is inside your network, rummaging around your computers, trying to find leverage, trying to attack other people, and it takes months and months before you discover it. The good news is that number's coming down. Only a few years ago, it was over 200 days. So it's going in the right direction. It still needs to move a huge amount further. Another high-profile attack was the WannaCry international ransomware campaign. This was specifically ransomware. It was specifically targeted at anyone and to encrypt their devices and to gather money to try and raise revenue. Fortunately, the timing of this attack occurred over a weekend for New Zealand time, and so that worked to our advantage. Organisations could get out in front, patch things over the weekend before people started arriving and opening their email and unleashing this attack on their organisations. So what should you do? What should your organisations do? First thing is we need to take a risk management approach, a whole of business risk management approach. So tailor your approach to match your organisation and the information and assets that you hold. You need to be asking your IT and your security teams the right questions. Not are we secure, but how do we know we are secure? This involves risk management and reporting, resilient technology platforms, and careful system monitoring. You should have IT security as a topic of your governance. It needs to be closely aligned to the business objectives, and you need to have metrics in place that help track the effectiveness of your IT security spend. The key thing I think you should do is be prepared. I often say it's not a matter of if we'll have a compromise or if we'll be the subject of some sort of incident, it's a matter of when. So you need to follow some sort of framework. You can pick and choose. If you're a government organisation, the PSR and the ISM are mandatory. The NCSC has voluntary standards for industrial control systems, but there's a lot of information out there. There's the New Zealand CERT has a list of critical controls. Our partners in Australia have the ASD Essential 8 controls, and the SANS Institute have published some as well. As long as you're doing something, you cannot sit back and just presume it won't happen, we're isolated, it's okay. Be prepared. You should think about testing your plans. How do you know they work? You exercise, you run tabletop exercises. Maybe you get some penetration testers in. You can hire external companies who will come and try and test your systems and then give you a report and explain where they think the vulnerabilities are. Define the roles and responsibilities in your organisation, and again, make sure that you classify your events, you look at what's happening from your systems, what's being reported back, and you categorise them, and you try and develop a holistic understanding of what's happening on your networks.